Hi, what's up good people? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am a bit excited because the video is about my neighbor and delivery story. My story starts from the due date, of course. I had like 3 due dates. The first due date was from the first scan, and then I had the second scan, and then I had my own date from the app that I was using to count my days. So the first scan said I would be due on 26th. The second scan said I would be due on 18th, but my date said I would be due on 25th. Yeah, 25th. So these days all passed. I was like the 18th passed, the 25th passed, the 26th passed, and then I was like, I'm not experiencing any neighbor or something. And I was like, let me just wait for the neighbor because I didn't want to go to the hospital to be induced because I knew I gave birth to my first child normally, so I know the pain. So I just waited here at home, stayed, and then it was like I was so tired, and then everybody around me was like, you go to the hospital, go to the hospital. And that's when I decided to start like the natural way of inducing. I'm going to insert a video here of how I was eating pineapples, and then how we were trying to induce normally with my husband, and nothing happened. A whole pineapple, and it looks so yummy. Nachukua plate hapo.
That's nice.
Wow. It's so appetizing, and I'm also going to make some tea tomorrow, the pineapple tea with the ngozi. So let's take some pineapples. Nimekata kubwa at night, and it's at 10 p.m. but here we go, we're having pineapple. It's so sweet. I even bought chamomile tea. I'm going to show you here. I bought chamomile tea because I read online, or I watched here on YouTube, that it helps to induce labor, but it didn't work. I also ate them. They're not grapes, a certain fruit my friend recommended. I don't remember what were those. All those things that we tried to induce natural labor, nothing worked. And those fruits, I don't remember them. I ate those, a whole big pack, like a kg, and nothing happened. It didn't work. Find someone died and someone lost their child, and I was like super afraid. I didn't have an option but just go to the hospital and get induced because I was getting to like 43 weeks. Actually, the day I gave birth, the scan said I was about 43 weeks. So that day come, I called my husband, and then we were like, oh, let's go to the hospital today because I am super tired, it's not coming, I'm super afraid. And something else, guys, when I was giving birth for the first time, I was not like afraid of giving birth, but this time round I was super afraid. And then there's TikTok, and then when you're pregnant you keep on seeing this news about pregnant women, and then I know they use data to like suggest things according to the stage and the things that happening around your life, but I don't like that. So those videos kept on coming, and I was super afraid. Anyway, guys, we went to the hospital, and I remember I got there at around 9 p.m. We got to the hospital and everything was fine. I was checked. You know how they check, it's super horrible, and my cervix was closed. I had nothing, no dilation or nothing. So after we went to the lab, I was tested for blood and all those things that happens before you're admitted for like giving birth if you're not in labor. So I went through all that, and then I was taken to the wards, and then it was time for my husband to leave me and just to wait. So I stayed there. There were women. I was So I didn't like laugh or something, but I was like just watching other women labor through that, and it's, you can't cry, so the only thing you can do is just laugh a little bit, but you can't just cry. So you just watch them, advise them, tell them it's okay, but at the same time you're fearing because you're next. So I just stayed there from around Satano to around 3 a.m. and at 3 a.m. that's when we were induced. We were given the katab that you put under the tongue from around 3. So around 4 a.m. that's when I started feeling the contractions, and they were really strong, and my god, I labored through all that, and it was so painful. So I just started from around 4. By 6 a.m. I was narrated to around 3 or 4. I stayed there for, I continued to labor and then started walking all around, up the stairs, down the stairs. I would just go around in the hospital that I was. They've created it in a way that around the labor ward, it's kind of private, but it's open to the outside, but it's private. So I would walk around that area, and by around 10, by 10 I was dilated up to 6 centimeters. Oh my god. By this time you can only imagine, if you're a woman, it's only women who can relate to this, how by the time you're 6 centimeters dilated. It was painful, guys. It was painful, and do not be ever lied to by anyone that it's not painful. It was painful. Anyway, guys, we go to 7 and we go to 8 centimeters, and then I was stuck. All those people who were laboring with had already now given birth, and me, I was like, it's not moving, what's happening? And then it was super painful. And you know, when you're in progressive labor, at some point, if you do not give birth, the contraction starts to shrink, or the contraction starts to reduce, and it's not good. It's risky for you and even for your baby. So, and then I told the nurse this one is not normal because the pain is starting to go away, and he was like, let's wait for a little bit. And then I was like, no, you just induce me and do what you're gonna do. All this time nobody knew that the baby was stuck on my hip. The baby had already turned and was in the right position, but the head was a bit stuck on my hip, and that's why he was not dropping, and that's why I could not give birth. And now this was the worst thing that happened. They like induced, they added some, I don't know all those terms, but there's that campaign that comes like water, like they put me on that drip that, I don't know whether it's water or it's medicated water. They put me on that, and then they turned the, when the contractions came, they would turn the baby, and then he was in the right position. And then I stayed there. I remember when I was outside hearing my husband talk from the outer side during the visiting hours, but I could not come around. But it's okay, it's his decision. But I also wouldn't want him to say like all those drama of giving birth, because I know, you know, I'm a giving, in case you do not know, giving birth is messy. I mean, it's super messy. So I just like stayed there for some of it. I was told to do some squats. That was like, oh my god, I don't know what to do, but I did the squats. And then at around 1, that's when like I felt the urge to push. You know, giving birth is not necessarily super painful. You just feel the urge, and the urge that the baby just want to come out. And that's when I went to that bed, and then the nurse told me come up on the bed, and then it was time to push. I remember I pushed for like 4 times, just 4 times, and the baby was out, guys. For just 4 times, like the baby was out. This was super crazy. I gave birth at around 125 to 130, around there. That's when I gave birth. And then when I gave birth, my baby was kind of tired and could not like produce the entire sound. And then when I just gave birth, they just took him and rushed him to nursery, and then I was left there to like be washed, be taken care of, and all those after birth things that they do for you as a mom. And then all this time I had not seen the baby. By this time my husband had already come and then went to see the baby, and I had not seen him. Funny thing, by the time I gave birth, I was super tired. And when they brought him on my chest, I was like, oh, just take her, I'm super tired. So they just like, when they just like showed me him, I told them just take her. They just rushed her to the nursery, and then I was left there. And after some time, after they did all those things that I do, after all that, I went back to my bed, took a shower, took some porridge, took some chai for the milk to come out. All this time my baby was in the nursery and stayed in the nursery for like a day. Yeah, he stayed in the nursery for a day. For that, after giving birth for like 5 hours, I was not bothered. I didn't even breastfeed him. She was just there on the pipes, and then she also had a drip here on the hand, and she stayed there. For me, I don't think that was bad at all, because she was being taken care of and I was healing, because it is a process, guys. This all that, like, it's like an episode. I don't know how to describe it, but for me, I felt like even in my first baby, that giving birth thing is like an episode. It's like a very intense episode for you, for the doctors, for the nurses, and even for your fam who are around, like for my husband, for my mom. Those were like intense moments, and everybody was like, what's happening? Has she given birth? How is the baby? So after you give birth, take a shower, and then you stay on your bed like there with my husband. I was like, what? That was like a very intense episode. Just time to relax, like time to calm down and just wait on your baby. If you give birth normally, I know you're giving your baby immediately and you can breastfeed, and that's good for you. Yeah, guys, that's what all happened. I ended up staying in the hospital for like a few more days. I gave birth on a Sunday and I came back home on a Thursday. From Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, for like 5 days. Yeah, we stayed there for like 5 days because of the medication she was given when she went into the nursery, and it was all smooth. Everything was smooth from the start to the time that we went home. I can't even complain. The hospital, the staff were nice, everything was nice. For all the 5 days that we were in the hospital, she was in oxygen for just 2 days, and just 2 days alone. And then we went to the ward. She would get medication, she would check for all those things that I check in babies, and yeah, she was all fine. And right now, guys, guess we are how many months? We are at 3 months. Her first Christmas is here, and I am super excited to just have her here with me, with my family. I am super excited. Yeah, guys, that is it for today. This was just a short video, and that is it for today. That was everything that happened. It was not super long like the first one, but guys, I am super excited. I am blessed to be a mom of 2. If you ever told me that I'll be a mom of 2 at this age, I will tell you that you're crazy, or you do not know what you're saying. But who is God? Look at God. I am super blessed. I am happy to be a mama, and it's an honor. If you're there and if you're watching this while pregnant, I wish you all the best. And guys, see you in my next video. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification button. Also, guys, share this video to others.